This YCN segment is brought to you by Mount Sunapee Resort. Fun for all seasons.
You are watching the New Hampshire Association of Broadcasters award-winning YCN Game of the Week. Today we're in Lebanon, New Hampshire, as the Raiders host their neighbor rivals, the Marauders of Hanover. The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by MJ Harrington & Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. Committed to crafting the finest quality jewelry for our customers. Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing health care and hospice services in homes and community settings, and enabling people to stay there as long as possible. My TV, airing every weeknight from 8 to 10 on WYCI. Watch Law & Order Criminal Intent, Chicago PD, Dateline, The Good Wife, and CSI Miami. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist for the most complete line of energy products. And enjoy a level of superior customer and on-site service. Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in the community. La Valley and Middleton Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion in 10 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. New London Hospital, where they're celebrating 100 years of community wellness together. And by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
Good evening and welcome to Lebanon, New Hampshire for tonight's boys basketball regular season finale between the Hanover Marauders and the Lebanon Raiders. Hello everyone, I'm Jeremy Stout. I'll be joined shortly by my broadcast partner Andrew Zerhide. And tonight we have an exciting rivalry matchup to close out the regular season. These two teams met earlier in the year, played to a triple overtime game. Lebanon coming away victorious. So tonight, Hanover seeks revenge here in Lebanon. And Andrew, as we break down these teams, the Marauders sit at 9-8, securely in the playoffs, a number 12 seed. They've lost 6 out of their last 8, but a win here tonight would really go a long way to make their season. And for Hanover, who should we watch for tonight?
Yeah, so we're going to be keeping an eye on a junior, Charlie Adams. I expect him to knock down a ton of three-pointers. And also a senior, Simon Roach. He's going to really lead this team tonight. Lebanon is going to have to defend these two around the perimeter.
All right, and for the Raiders, obviously want to defend their home court after the win in Hanover in the Wexler Cup earlier this year. They've won 4 games in a row, looking to close the regular season strong. Who should we watch for tonight?
Yeah, so a couple of juniors are really going to be big for them. I expect Wade Rainey and Jonathan Williman to really be huge for them. Wade Rainey is a physical player. He's going to be big in the paint, while Williman will really lead their point, and he's going to be singing a ton of threes. The Marauders are going to have to key on these two juniors if they want to win this one.
All right, it's the Marauders and the Raiders, the regular season finale. YCN Game of the Week, that's next.
This YCN segment is brought to you by New London Hospital, an affiliate of Dartmouth Hitchcock.
And now let's send it to the public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups.
Fans at this time, would you please give a Raider Nation welcome to the Marauders of Hanover High. And here is their starting lineup. Starting at guard, number 1, Charles Adams. At guard, number 2, Liam Collins. At forward, number 5, Henry Pikus. At center, number 13, Jeffrey Holt. And at forward, number 21, Simon Roach. Head coach for Hanover is Tim Winslow. Assistant coaches are Dan Randall and Tom Basham. And now, put your hands together for your Lebanon Raiders. Starting at guard, number 1, Hunter Bienvenu. At guard, number 5, John Williman. At guard, number 10, Logan Falzerano. forward, number 20, Caleb Smith. And at forward, number 22, Wade Rainey. Head coach for Lebanon is Dave Fosher. Assistant coach is Darren Johnson. Athletic trainer is Danza Rodriguez.
Welcome back. Tip-off. Lebanon, Hanover, and the Marauders win the opening tip. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide for a regular season finale. And we're ready to go. Hopefully a good one. As I mentioned in the pregame, the triple overtime thriller last time. Lebanon winning that one 60-53. The finals was pulling away in that third overtime period, but getting the win. See if Lebanon or Hanover will improve their seeding. Lebanon sitting a half a game behind Kennett for the number 6 spot, and Hanover tied with Ho-Brown, Northwood, and Kearsarge as the Raiders take the early lead.
Nice pass by Wade Rainey. Nice cut by Williman, too, getting open right underneath the hoop.
The Raiders on the board first, 2-0. A minute into this one, big crowd here tonight. Obviously, the proximity lends itself to big crowds no matter where they're playing. Baseline drive and kick out, three-pointer in and out. Collins couldn't get it to go.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Echo Communications. Call them for all of your printing needs. And you can check for all of our air times by clicking on schedules at YCNnow.com.
Raiders swing the ball around. Williman gets it back to Rainey. He's pressured, and then it's tipped away. And it'll be a turnover. Nice defense there from Jeffrey Holt. Rainey couldn't grab the loose ball, and it'll be Marauder basketball, still 2-0. 6:20 to play in quarter number 1. Pressure defense there from Williman. Marauders will reset. Henry Pickus asking for the screen from Jeffrey, and Holt had the screen, but then he didn't take it, just went to the corner, and the foul will go against the Raiders. Number 20 is first, that's Caleb Smith, and the team's first.
Next week, the YCN Game of the Week will be traveling to Southern New Hampshire University for the NHIAA Girls Division II Championship basketball game. And that could be the same matchup, Hanover against Lebanon, potentially.
Yeah, 1 and 2 seeds. Three-pointer fly from Pickus. And Hanover takes the lead 3-2.
A shot by the sophomore. Gets the Marauders on the board.
Alzerano over to Bienvenu. Then they'll swing it back, reverse it. Smith to Williman. Back to Rainey. He'll drive down the lane, split the defense. Nicely done, Wade Rainey. Hanover looking to break, but they couldn't get it, so they'll reset.
Wade Rainey, a very physical player. He's the running back for Lebanon, so he's not afraid to get dirty and physical in the paint.
Deep three off the mark. Rainey with the rebound. Charles Adams couldn't connect there. Wade Rainey drives and then kicks it back out. They'll reset.
A number of guys from both teams also play on their school's football team, so some big, strong guys here.
A little out of control. They're going to call that one against Williman. His first, team's second offensive foul, and really an easy call driving the lane. 4:50 to play here in quarter number 1. Still only 3-2. The Marauders on top.
The YCN scoreboard sponsor is LaValle and Middleton Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion.
Defensive battle so far tonight. Holt trying to back his defender down. He'll kick it out instead. Pickus no good. Wanted the foul, but not enough contact, and the Raiders will go the other way. Good perimeter defense so far from the Marauders, really going out deep to cover the ball handlers, and that one's out of bounds on the air ball with 4:04 to play. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide. We are halfway through quarter number 1 here in Lebanon. Marauders lead the Raiders trail the Raiders 4-3. Well, Andrew, a little slow on the start for the offenses, but defenses have really played well. A lot of hustle.
Yep.
And especially in this type of game where it's a big rivalry game, end of the season, you usually have that defensive effort 100%, as we see there, the nice block from Lebanon.
Yeah, that's Caleb Smith, the junior. Nice defending by him. And yeah, both teams really a ton of effort defensively so far. This could make this a low-scoring night.
Yeah, when you have two solid teams like these two teams are, defense is all about the effort. And when you come into that rivalry game, end of the season, your effort is going to be max, at least to start the game. See what happens as we get deeper into that. But driving the lane there and missing with the left hand is Liam Collins. He'll get fouled and he'll go to the line and shoot a pair.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Newberry Harbor, serving brick oven pizza and much more.
The foul goes against Jonathan Willeman, his second, team's third. As the first one from Collins is no good, and I would imagine you would see Willeman sit down. Refs having a talk, and they'll go over to the scorer's table. I'm not sure if they gave the foul to the wrong person. And they did, so that foul is Hunter Bienvenu. So that helps, and Coach Strauscher can breathe a sigh of relief. Willeman only with one foul, and again, in and out. So missing both free throws, and the Raiders with a chance to add to their lead. Alzerano, nice drive, splits the defenders, and he'll go to the line and shoot a pair. First foul on Simon Roach. Team's first as well.
If you enjoy YCN's local content, make sure you check out YCNnow.com to view and share these videos anytime you want. Also, give us a like on Facebook.
Alzerano's first free throw up and good. Second one in and out. Ball is tipped, but Marauders do come down with it as Adams looks to break. He'll have to pull it back, wait for his teammates. In the corner, tipped away. And Wade Rainey coming up excited because that ball goes back to the Raiders. Turnover for the Marauders. Inside 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Lebanon leading 5-3 over Hanover. Marauders winning their last one. There's Bienvenu with the big three-pointer. Marauders winning their last one 72-48 over Milford. Prior to that, losing 3 in a row, and Charlie Adams answers with a nice little running two-pointer, and it's 8-5. Marauders trying to finish above 500 for the first time in a few years. Adams, nice dribble drive, and then kicks it off to Willeman, who's there for the open layup, and it's 10-5. Driving the other way are the Marauders, no good. Offensive rebound, and the putback from Holt is no good.
This telecast is being brought to you in part by New London Hospital, a Dartmouth Hitchcock affiliate, where they are committed to providing you with the best available health care.
Last season, the Marauders finishing the regular season 11-11, losing in the first round to number 3 seeded Pembroke. 2 prior seasons, 9-13 and 9-12 regular seasons. So have yet to finish above 500 in the regular season for a few years. 3-point attempt, in and out. Raiders, on the other hand, 17-5 last year, the number 2 seed, upset by John Stark, the number 15 seed, losing at home by 1. And of course, the year before that, winning the championship over Co-Brown. 3-pointer no good. And the year before that, 18-0, but losing in the finals to number 1 Portsmouth as Wade Rainey goes to the hole. He'll get the basket. He'll go to the line. When we come back, we're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer.
Packed house here in Lebanon, New Hampshire, where the Marauders and the Raiders do battle to end the regular season. Rainey missing the free throw, but coming up with the rebound is Williman, and the putback extends the lead to 9.
And a lot of active play by the Raiders. And they missed their shot. They go in for the rebound, score second chance points. Nice job by them.
That foul is going to go against Hanover. Offensive foul. I'm going to call that on Simon Roach, number 21, his second, and the team's third. It was an interesting offensive foul.
Yeah, it might have been a moving screen, moving pick, something like that. The ref didn't like that. He stuck his elbow out.
So here we are with Lebanon holding for what will probably be the final shot inside 10 seconds. Rainey takes it to the hole. He saw an opening, went to the hole. He'll go to the line, and that's going to be the third foul for Simon Roach.
That is not good for Hanover. You need Simon Roach in this game. Not even done with the first quarter yet. And Wade Rainey is just tough to defend. When he sees a lane, he's going to hit it hard and go strong to the hoop. In some cases, you might just really want to get out of the way because he's going to be physical and try to get that three-point play.
And especially in that case, when you have 2 fouls already,
right.
You know, you got to think Coach Tim Winslow said, well, I'll leave him in. It's the last possession of the quarter. He can't get into too much trouble, as we see Rainey hit 1 out of 2. But then he takes the foul, and he's got 3. Three-pointer at the buzzer, just rims out from Adams. And that's going to do it. A fast-moving first quarter here in Lebanon. The Raiders lead the Marauders 15-5. We're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Harris Family Furniture in Plymouth, Laconia, and Chichester.
The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. Committed to crafting the finest quality jewelry for our customers. Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing health care and hospice services in homes and community settings, and enabling people to stay there as long as possible. My TV, airing every weeknight from 8 to 10 on WYCI. Watch Law & Order Criminal Intent, Chicago PD, Dateline, The Good Wife, and CSI Miami. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist for the most complete line of energy products. And enjoy a level of superior customer and on-site service. Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in the community. La Valley and Middleton Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion in 10 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. New London Hospital, where they're celebrating 100 years of community wellness together. And by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
Welcome back. Second quarter here in Lebanon. The Raiders lead the Marauders 15-5. Led by Williman with 6 points for Lebanon in that first quarter. Rainey throwing in 5. Nice Nice backdoor cut by Falzarano. Quick two-pointer. Logan Falzarano extends that lead to 12, 17-5. This Lebanon defense, so much pressure out by the three-point line. Three-pointer is good. Noah Gantrish.
A shot by Nolan. Remember a game we did last year, his brother Benny Gantrish hit a number of threes. So the Gantrish, they really have a reputation of being three-point shooters.
Another cut, but good defense there. Bienvenu from the corner, and he gets it to go. His second three of the night, and it's 20-8.
Lebanon has just had really good off-ball movement. They're finding the open man, getting a lot of separation and space. And the ball handler has been making the smart pass.
One too many steps there from Holt. Looked like he wanted to drive, and then that was number 25, White. And there's going to be a timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist.
Welcome back. 6:36 to play before halftime. After first quarter that saw the Raiders take a 10-point lead, 15-5. It's been 5-3 in favor of Lebanon here to extend that lead to 12 points, 20-8. Falzarano for three, and that bounces around, hits every part of the rim, but doesn't go down.
Been a number of shots from both sides that really rimmed out.
And that one didn't hit any rim. Gantrish again. 20-11 now. Putting it back to single digits with 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. Nice ball movement there. Bienvenu driving hard. And he's got 8 points.
Nice move by Bienvenu, going in hard through the contact. Oh,
another one. That's 3 threes in the quarter alone for Gantrish. 22-14. And Hanover is going to call another timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. Gantrish, 3 threes in this quarter, single-handedly, literally the only guy who scored in this quarter, keeping the Marauders in the game.
Yeah, well, not even 2.5 minutes into the second quarter, 9 points. Hanover needs him to have a good night. They're in an early hole, but they're trying to dig themselves out of it. Now down by just 8. And again, as I said, the Gantrish family, they're three-point shooters, and Nolan is continuing that tradition.
They can get hot and quickly cut into the deficit. But the Raiders themselves have hit a couple threes. Bienvenu with both of them. Rainey drives and kicks out to Bienvenu. He gets his third three. He's got 8 points in the quarter, 11 in the game.
Both teams starting to score a little more freely now.
And the foul is going to go against Bienvenu. I believe that'll be his second. And the team's fourth.
Today's telecast is being brought to you in part by MJ Harrington, jewelers and designers in Newport, New Hampshire.
Nice little lob pass into White. And then he was fouled by Jackson Stone, his first, and the team's fifth. As we are at 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Nice pump fake. And in and out. Picus.
Both teams really shooting the ball impressively in this second quarter. Not a lot of missed shots so far. It's good to see.
Oh, nice cut inside.
Oh.
Williman couldn't finish. Hanover looking to run. Cross-court swing to Gantrish. He'll fire again. There's the heat check. He threw that one up a little deep.
Yeah.
And it'll go out of bounds back to the Raiders.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Mascoma Savings Bank, mutually owned with no shareholders to please.
25-16 in the second quarter. Lebanon really been in control all game as we see Rainey hitting his first three of the night, his first points of the second quarter. He's got 8 points. 28-16. Hanover trying to penetrate that Lebanon D, and it's very tough, and coming up with a steal are the Raiders. .3:30 to play here in the second quarter. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zer, regular season finale of Division II boys basketball. Marauders coming into this one at 9-8, Raiders 11-6. Raiders winning first game of the year in triple overtime, 60-53. Hanover trying to pay them back for that one as we see a kick out and a nice steal there from Adams. Cut right into that passing lane and turned over Falzerano. Step back, foot on the line though. Pickus with the 2. But he's got 7. The lead down to 10. Rainey from 16 feet, no good. Little floater there from Gantrish, no good, and the Raiders looking to run. Williman with the drive and walked away, swatted by White, I believe that was.
3 stops in a row by Hanover's defense. They got to score and take advantage of this good defensive play.
Kicking it out, deep 3 is good. Pickus, another one.
Man.
He's got 2 threes, he's got 10 points, and it's down to a 7-point lead inside 2 minutes in the first half.
Some impressive field goal shooting from both sides. Just a lot of made shots in the second quarter. Even if your defense is good, if both teams are making shots, it's hard to defend.
Yeah, some of these shots have been a few feet behind the three-point line, so really nothing you can do about them as we see a three-pointer from Williman from the corner. Back to a 10-point lead. Inside 90 seconds, turned it over here, and on the break, Bertha Savage is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. 1:21 to go in quarter number 2. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by La Valley Building Supply and Middleton Building Supply.
Welcome back. Only Bertha Savage at the free throw line for 2. He hits his first one. 32-21 lead, and this is where it's been most of the second quarter. It's swung between a 8 to 12 point lead basically. And Bertha Savage hits both of his free throws, 33-21.
This game is being brought to you in part by the Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families.
Nice up and under there, and it's good. Pickus with 9 points this quarter, 12 for the game. Back to a 10-point lead, 40 seconds to play.
Nice job by Pickus, really taking over this game.
Ooh, Raiders will have no problem wasting some time here. They don't need to rush with the 10-point lead. They'll run a little motion offense and kind of play keep away. And there's going to be a timeout.
And a bloody nose or something.
Yep. Final 19.7 seconds before the half. And a travel violation. Paul Zarano just kind of getting distracted there and sliding that second foot.
Yep.
So now Hanover with a chance to cut it to 7 or 8 right before half. Nice dribble drive, and the floater just rims out from Adams. And that's going to do it. The Raiders get the rebound, but they don't advance it. So at the half, it's the Raiders leading the Marauders 33-23. We'll take a break and come back. Halftime statistics and more. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Lake Sunapee Visiting Nurse Association and Hospice.
Welcome back. Halftime here in Lebanon, where the Raiders lead the Marauders 33-23. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide, and Andrew, exciting game so far. Lebanon, obviously, they've been in control from the beginning. Who are some of the leaders so far for both teams?
Yeah, so for the visiting Marauders, Henry Pickus, the sophomore, is leading all scorers. He has 12 points. And Nolan Gantrish, the junior guard, he has 9. And both of those guys, they shot the ball extremely well in that second quarter. Maybe we were a little cold to start off the game, but really in that second quarter, they stepped up and brought their team back into this game. And for the hosts, for Lebanon, Hunter Bienvenu leads them with 11 points. He has a trio of three-pointers. And Wade Rainey has 8, and Jonathan Williman has 9. So more of kind of a mixed effort for the hosts. Really, Lebanon, their off-ball movement has been really good, which has created some open looks at the basket, and they've been knocking them down. Really an impressive first half for the Raiders.
So in that first quarter, obviously, the Raiders really took advantage of some of Hanover's, I don't want to say inept shooting, but clearly Lebanon shot the ball better in the first quarter. They opened up a 10-point lead. But then Hanover, like you said, stormed back, played them even in that second quarter. So now that 10-point deficit, what do these teams have to do in the second half?
Yeah, so Hanover, I think the only reason they're only down by 10 is because they've been hitting their shots, and they've been hitting tough shots with Gantrish and Pickus. I really think if you're Lebanon, you've got to defend the perimeter a little bit better. They've been shutting down the paint, which, they're up by 10 points, so that's been working pretty well for them. If they continue to do that and force the Marauders to take their threes, I think eventually kind of luck will even out and the Marauders won't hit as many shots. But if you're Hanover, you've got to cut down on your turnovers. You need to score on every possession. It's going to be tough to come back in this one, especially with the way Lebanon's been playing defense.
Right, when you get stops on your end with Hanover, you've got to come down and take advantage if you want to cut into that 10-point deficit. So at halftime, it's 33-23 Lebanon and Hanover, and we'll take a break, come back with the second half of the boys Division II basketball regular season finale on the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948.
The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. Committed to crafting the finest quality jewelry for our customers. Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing health care and hospice services in homes and community settings, and enabling people to stay there as long as possible. My TV, airing every weeknight from 8 to 10 on WYCI. Watch Law & Order Criminal Intent, Chicago PD, Dateline, The Good Wife, and CSI Miami. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist for the most complete line of energy products. And enjoy a level of superior customer and on-site service. Mascoma Savings Bank, With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in the community. La Valley and Middleton Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion in 10 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. New London Hospital, where they're celebrating 100 years of community wellness together. And by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
Welcome back, Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide, YCN Game of the Week, as we have begun half number 2. Raiders leading 33-23, and as we talked about at halftime, it was really just that first quarter where Lebanon really outplayed the Marauders, and then that second quarter they played evenly, 18 points apiece. And we'll start this one off, 17 seconds in, a foul goes against Lebanon, number 20, Caleb Smith, his second, team's first of the second half. Hanover really got to get something going. Can't have empty possessions. But also have to take your time. No shot clock, but forcing that one inside to Jeffrey Holt and turning it over. Coach Winslow not happy on the sideline. As a long possession ends in a turnover.
Stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game, when we'll choose the team member that had the greatest impact on tonight's contest.
Nice steal there. Collins comes away with it. Once again, Hanover has got to score after getting stops. They don't score there. Adams, a deep three, is off the mark and will go out of bounds back to the Raiders.
Today's telecast is being brought to you in part by MJ Harrington, jewelers and designers in Newport, New Hampshire.
Pull-up jumper just inside the three-point line, no good. Pickus with the rebound, he's back. He had the bloody nose at the end of the first half. Gantris trying to take Falzerano off the dribble, but it'll be passed back out to Pickus, who comes up short. And now we've gone almost 2 minutes, no score for either team in this second half.
The YCN scoreboard sponsor is La Valley and Middleton Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion.
Raiders will swing that ball around the perimeter. Wait to see if they can get a cut as we see Bienvenu cutting, then Falzerano double cut, and then the back door from Falzerano. He's got 5, his second field goal of the night, and the lead is up to 12. Holt trying to back his defender down. He'll kick it out to Collins, who swings it around the perimeter to Adams. Pickus driving and kicking. A lot of dribble drives and then kicking it out. They finally get it to the open man, and that's Collins who misfires from 3. Here's Wade Rainey. Baseline drive from Williman just off the mark, and it'll go to the Marauders. 5:08 to play, and Andrew, no score yet from Hanover. They've come up empty. It's not the recipe you're looking for if you're Tim Winslow and trying to come back here.
Yeah, they still haven't been able to break that Lebanon defense. The Raiders are just not letting the Marauders drive to the hoop. They're forcing them to take these long shots.
There's the drive, but nicely defended, and Collins can't get in there with his left hand. Running the break on the other end is Caleb Smith. And he'll go to the free throw line, try and complete the traditional three-point play. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Mount Sunapee Resort. Fun for all seasons.
37-23, Caleb Smith. His free throw is no good. The rebound to Wade Rainey. Pull-up jumper, no good. That last foul against Jeffrey Holt, his second, team first. Three-pointer, Collins. So answering and cutting that lead back down to 11. 37-26. Hanover, a little bit of a slow start. Only the 3 points in the first 3.5 minutes. What was a 10-point lead at the half has now become an 11-point lead.
Tune in every Saturday at 9 p.m. for YCN Sports Wrap as we take a look at other local high school sports in our area. And at 9:30, YCN Sports Talk focuses on our region's pro and college teams, featuring the Salt Hill Pub Picks of the Week.
Some of the leading scorers so far. Pickus with 12, Gantrish with 9 for the Marauders. Over on the Raiders side, Wade Rainey with 8, Billman with 9, and Hunter Bienvenu with 11. Marauders trying to finish above 500. They sit at 9-8, while the Raiders in a three-way tie, trying to get that playoff positioning. They sit at 11-6 right now. Winners of 4 straight. Rainey driving through the lane, and he'll put it in with the left hand. (39-26). Wade Rainey, nice drive there. That foul is going to go against Collins. It's his first and the team's second.
With how strong Wade Rainey goes to the hoop, if you're defending him, you might as well just plant your feet, put your hands straight up, and just stand there. Because trying to defend him without planting your feet, you're going to get called for the foul, and Wade Rainey takes advantage right there.
And if you're going to foul him, make sure you foul him and don't give him the and one opportunity. Make sure you put him to the line to shoot 2. He's only 1 for 4 tonight from the free throw line, but he does have 10 points, and that one partially blocked. Holt wanted the call. It'll go up to Falzarano, who takes it in for the layup. So Lebanon starting to pull away here, extending it to 15-point lead as the jumper no good. Rebound to the Marauders. Three-pointer from Adams, no good. Maybe Hanover feeling the rush, trying to rush it, and then the foul against Pickus there. Excuse me, that one's going to be against Adams. They were both in the backcourt, and Adams will get called for that foul. It is his first and the team's third. We'll take a break. 3:25 to play. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by New London Hospital, an affiliate of Dartmouth Hitchcock.
Welcome back. 41-26. Lebanon leading Hanover by 15. Hanover's got to play some defense. Almost turned over, but saved by the Raiders, and then Smith for 3, a little strong. Collins comes away with it, and here's where the Marauders need to start taking advantage of some of these opportunities, as a 10-point deficit has become a 15-point deficit 5 minutes into the quarter.
If you would like your local event televised into YCN's nearly 300,000 TV households, contact us at info@ycnnow.com.
Almost saved by Collins, but it was not, so it'll go back to the Raiders. Packed house tonight, and Hanover fans really gone behind their team despite trailing by 15. And here's another chance for the Marauders to cut into the deficit. Deep three, and that one's good from Henry Pickus. He's got 15. He leads all scorers.
Yeah, Hanover only scoring again from those long threes. Just have 6 points from 2 3-pointers in this quarter. So if you're Lebanon, still up by 12 now, it's working out pretty well.
7 of their 11 field goals have been threes. So, yeah, if you're Hanover, if you can get the long ball, that's great, but you can't rely on it because obviously you're down 12. You're going to start driving and picking up some fouls. Offensive rebound.
They just had no offensive inside pressure.
Yeah, they've had no inside game at all, really, as we see Wilhelman putting that one up. Sending that lead back to 14. Another deep three halfway down. And Pickus can't get it to fall as we approach the final 60 seconds of quarter number 3. Adams going for the steal, kicked over to the corner. And the three-pointer is good. Hunter Bienvenu. He's got 14. He's at a three-pointer in every quarter. He's got 4 overall. And a turnover here by Collins. So what was a 10-point game at the half has ballooned to a 17-point lead for the Raiders.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Mascoma Savings Bank, mutually owned with no shareholders to please.
Final 30 seconds of the third quarter. Pressure from the Marauders. It looks like their defensive intensity has picked up. A little elbow from Smith. Hanover fans wanted the call on the offensive call. They're not going to get it. 10 seconds here. Alzarano to Smith. Dribble into the right side, and he'll go to the free throw line as that foul looks to be possibly against White. It's going to go against Pickus, his second. Team's 4th, and Caleb Smith will go to the free throw line and shoot a pair. Point lead, 47-29. Second free throw is good. Smith has 4. Half-court heave at the buzzer. Comes up short from Adams. And at the end of 3, 48-29, the Raiders lead the Marauders. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. Committed to crafting the finest quality jewelry for our customers. Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing health care and hospice services in homes and community settings, and enabling people to stay there as long as possible. My TV, airing every weeknight from 8 to 10 on WYCI. Watch Law & Order Criminal Intent, Chicago PD, Dateline, The Good Wife, and CSI Miami. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist for the most complete line of energy products. And enjoy a level of superior customer and on-site service. Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in the community. La Valley and Middleton Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion in 10 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. New London Hospital, where they're celebrating 100 years of community wellness together. And by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in London, New Hampshire.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter about to begin. 48-29 Raiders leading as we check out some of the highlights from the first three quarters. Obviously, a lot of Lebanon highlights. Wade Rainey with 10 points. Bienvenu with 14. 11 for Williman. 7 for Falzerano. Over on the Hanover side, 15 from Pickus. 9 for Gantrish. So some hot shooting from both sides, just not enough hot shooting for the Marauders. And Andrew, as we look to this fourth quarter, down 19 now. This is going to be a tough comeback.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a rivalry. Maybe Hanover's got something. I guess if they get some of those shooters going, we know they have the talent.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. They need to change up some of their maybe offensive schemes. They just have not been able to drive to the hoop at all tonight. Lebanon's defense in the paint has been rock solid. Hanover's had to rely on their three-point shooters, and they've been pretty effective tonight, but that's really all their game. That's all their shooting is. That's been all their offense. So Hanover, they gotta try to get some guys open near the rim because it's been all long shots from them.
Yeah, Lebanon only with the one foul so far in the second half, so it's going to be a long way to getting the bonus as we see Smith. He finished that quarter with 4, and he's quickly adds another 2. 50-29, he's got 6. Gantrish driving, and he'll go to the free throw line. A hard foul, and obviously not intentional, just getting tangled up midair was Rainey. Gantrish will go to the free throw line.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Newberry Harbor, serving brick oven pizza and much more.
Gantrish free throw is up and good. He's got 10 now. A foul on Rainey, his first, team's second of the second half. Gantrish converts both. Obviously with the big lead, 19 points, Lebanon's not going to rush their shot, and Bienvenu driving baseline. Nicely done from Hunter Bienvenu. 52-31, and then on the other end, the Raiders come up with the steal. Nice drive there, and the dish to Williman. 54-31. Williman now has 13, and that one's going to be loose ball foul. Who are they going to get? Falzerano. That's only his first. Team's third. Not really in danger. And a full timeout, so we'll take a timeout as well. 6:38 to play in the fourth quarter. Lebanon leading Hanover 54-31, YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer.
Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide, final 6:38 in this one, unless Marauders can come back, and that's not going to help them there, trying to hand the ball off, but the player hadn't quite gotten into the front court, so that's going to be a backcourt violation. 23-point lead for the Raiders.
I thought Liam Collins might have been safe. I thought he just had his feet across half court, but the ref didn't think so. It was a close call. Oh,
nice cut by Smith. And he's come alive here in the second half. He's got 8 points. Lead all players in the second half.
He has. Just the whole Lebanon team has had a lot of really good active off-ball movement.
And Wade Rainey with a nice left hand, and we've seen him do that a couple times tonight. He can go to that left hand. Again stolen away at half court. Here's Bienvenu going up with the left hand, but he'll be fouled by Gantrish. And Bienvenu will shoot a pair.
This telecast is being brought to you in part by New London Hospital, Dartmouth Hitchcock affiliate, where they are committed to providing you with the best available health care.
And Bienvenu is good. 59-31. Number of outstanding players on this Lebanon team. Bienvenu with 17 points, 13 for Williman, 12 for Rainey. And as you see, the second free throw up and good. And then obviously Caleb Smith with a nice 10 points here in the second half. Everything about that play was good by White. The screen and roll, he had the ball, but he just got a little strong on backing down his defender. But it was a perfectly played ball. Screen, slipped out, got the pass. On the entry, was just a little strong. Maybe a little flopping on the defense.
Yeah, maybe a little acting by Wade Rainey, but he set his feet and the contact was there, so nice job by Wade Rainey.
I mean, White is a big guy, but Rainey's not small. I don't know if he really needed to fall down on that one, but either way, you're right, he did have his feet set. Bienvenu driving baseline, and he'll go to the line and shoot a pair.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Echo Communications. Call them for all of your printing needs. And you can check for all of our air times by clicking on schedules at ycnnow.com.
Bienvenu gets the free throw, 61-31, and Pickus with his third foul. That's the team's seventh, so Lebanon will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. Six points in the fourth quarter for Bienvenu, 9 in the second half, and 20 in the game. He leads all scorers. Doubling up. The Marauders are the Raiders, 62-31. A 15-foot jumper, no good from Adams. And he'll hear it from the Lebanon crowd. Inside 5 minutes to play. Kick ball there. Adams gets his foot in the passing lane. Nice defense there from Pickus. Didn't come away with a steal, but showing a good effort even though you're down 31. Way hard to the end. Tip pass and then stolen away up ahead to Adams, but a little too far. Nice find though underneath Maxwell Galbraith.
The freshman gets on the board.
62-33. Still playing some tough defense, but swinging the ball around to Bienvenu, and he really can't be stopped this quarter. They've got 65. He adds to his total. Got 23. Halfway through the fourth quarter. Nice offensive rebound. We'll try it again, no good, and this time it's going to be over the back. They're going to call that on Seltzer, maybe. Yes, Eric Seltzer. His first. Team's 8, so going to the line. To shoot 1-on-1 will be Jackson Stone. First one is good. He'll learn a second one.
Stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game, when we'll choose the team member that had the greatest impact on tonight's contest.
Stone hits them both, 67-33. .3:30 to play. Hanover almost turns it over, but they recover. And then driving is Adams, who get fouled. Only Lebanon's fourth foul, though. And that's going to go against Logan Falzerano, his second. And it looks like Wade Rainey's going to be done. He'll check out. He finishes with 12 points, 8 of them in the first half. Kind of a quiet second half, but he did have 12 for the game. Seltzer driving to the line, or driving to the hole. He'll go to the line. Jackson Stone with the foul. His second, team's fifth. Seltzer gets on the board, a free throw.
This game is being brought to you in part by the Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families.
Second one is up and good for Seltzer. 67-35. Falzerano went to the bench there. He'll finish with 7 points. 3 minutes to play in this one, and it's been a slow second half for the Marauders as we see the layup from Adams. Only the second field goal in this fourth quarter for the Marauders. They have 8 points in the quarter. And a little 10-second backcourt violation. Nice defensive effort. So, Andrew, give Hanover credit. I mean, really, this game going into this fourth quarter was pretty much over. 48-29, 19-point deficit. But they played hard in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, they've subbed in a couple of guys who didn't play as much in the first half. And they're bringing some new energy into this game. It's good to see. Marauders, obviously neighbors, so they want to finish the game strong, as strong as they can.
Bienvenu still out there on the court, basically the leader on the court now if you're the Raiders. Pickus with a nice jumper, but comes up short on the turnaround. Breaking the press. Now the Raiders just want to swing the ball around, not turn it over, take some time off the clock, get some of these younger guys some action. Stolen away by the Marauders. The three-point attempt is good. Galbraith. 67-40.
Freshman hitting a three. It's good to see for him. Oh,
driving the lane, and that one's blocked by Pickus. It'll stay with the Raiders. Final 1:45 here, and I think we're going to have a final substitution, and that's going to be it for Hunter Bienvenu as he checks out with 23 points.
Jackson Stone, Lebanon's freshman, getting on the board now.
69-40, and that foul is going to be on the floor. Just the sixth team foul, so no free throws. It'll stay with the Marauders. 94 seconds to play. Stone's third foul. Three-pointer from Pickus. He continues to fire from deep. Obviously, he's not going to have enough to carry this team. He has 18 points so far tonight. So a good effort there.
Next week, the YCN Game of the Week will be traveling to Southern New Hampshire University for the NHIAA Girls Division II Championship basketball game.
Jacob Began missing the free throw. Three-pointer no good. Picas gets the rebound. And he'll turn it back over to Bates, who's fouled. That's the 10th foul on the Marauders, so Bates will go to the line and shoot a pair.
And in response to number 5, Henry Picas is forward to the sprint. Organization number 1.
Free throw up and good. 70 points for Lebanon. Second one is good. Just the fourth time they've reached 70 points this year, defeating Stevens 70-21. Three-pointer is good. Galbraith. He's got 8. And Andrew, with 46 seconds to go, might be time to pick our player of the game.
Yeah, let's talk about our HR club, Kearsarge Heating, turning up the heat player of the game. I think we have to give that one to Lebanon senior guard Hunter Bienvenu. I think he finished the night with 23 points. Really led his team, and is really the only active senior for the Raiders. It was really good to see by him. You know, his last regular season game playing for Lebanon, had a great one. Congratulations to Hunter and just the team in general on this win.
20 seconds to go, and we're going to have a travel. That'll be turned over and go back to the Marauders. As I was mentioning, Lebanon has scored 70 points now 4 times. 70-21 over Stevens early in the season, 79-48 against Laconia, and then 80-56, a victory at Sanborn. If you're the Marauders, you have seen your team give up 70 points 4 times before tonight. They won 74-71 to open the season against Bishop Brady, losing 74-59, 70-54, and 74-71. They will lose this one as the Raiders win it 71-46 in the final regular season game of the season. 71-46 our score, Andrew. A game that was a 10-point game at halftime. It was close, but just too much to handle were the Raiders in that second half. They just continued to pour it on. Hanover couldn't get anything going until they got a few garbage points late, but a big win for the Raiders.
Yeah, Lebanon, they started off the game strong, built a double-digit lead, and in that second quarter, both teams really on offense started to pour in the points. But then in the third, in that second half, Lebanon continued to play strong, especially defensively, while Hanover kind of fell behind. The Marauders, really the only thing they had going for them tonight was their three-point shooting, those deep shots, and really just law of averages. Sometimes it's not going to work for you, and while they did hit a ton of shots, that was it. I mean, they had no inside game. They had no points really in the paint, which really made it difficult for them all night long. But you got to credit the Raiders just on defense. They had a phenomenal night, and they shot the ball extremely well, like you said, scoring north of 70 points.
So Hunter Bienvenu, as you mentioned, with 23 points. Wade Rainey with 12 points. Logan Falzerano finishes with 7. Williman finishes the night with 13. That's on the Raiders side. Over on the Hanover side, it's 18 for Henry Picas and 11 for Nolan Gantrish. And Andrew, end of the regular season, it looks like both these teams will be in the playoffs.
Right.
Lebanon finishes 12-6. They'll get a top seed. Hanover finishes 9-9. They'll be kind of in the middle of the pack. I'm sure we'll see them down the road.
Yeah, both of these teams, their seasons are not over. Lebanon, definitely the higher seed. I expect them to have a pretty good run in these playoffs. It's going to be interesting to see where they finish. But yeah, Hanover, they're going to be in the middle of the pack. Hopefully they don't play a team that's ranked too high. But it would be exciting to have these two teams meet again in the playoffs. That would really be another exciting matchup between these two squads.
And we might have an exciting matchup next week with Hanover and Lebanon girls basketball. Both those teams in the playoffs ranked 1 and 2. So That game will be next week at Southern New Hampshire University, so don't forget to tune in for that. Both those teams, maybe one of those teams, either way, it will be an exciting matchup. The final score here, Lebanon 71, Hanover 46. For Andrew Zerhide, I'm Jeremy Stout. Thanks for watching the YCN Game of the Week.